I just love it. My wife, not a fan, but okay, guys, have a great day. We may have to do an Are They Related with me and Crispin Glover from Back to the Future. We'll see if producer Tim allows that later in the week. For now, it's SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, brought to you by McDonald's. Just me today. And the talk of the sports world on Monday was NASCAR. Bubba Wallace, of course, NASCAR's only black driver, who just a couple of weeks ago successfully lobbied NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag from its tracks and facilities, only to have someone hang a noose in Bubba Wallace's garage during Sunday's rain-delayed Geico 500 at Talladega. A despicable act that led to this statement from Bubba Wallace on Sunday night that read, in part, "Today's despicable act of racism and hatred leaves me incredibly saddened and serves as a painful reminder of how much further we have to go as a society and how persistent we must be in the fight against racism. As my mother told me today, they are just trying to scare you. This will not break me. I will not give in, nor will I back down. I will continue to proudly stand for what I believe in." Here's NASCAR President Steve Phelps.
We're going to use every effort we can to determine who has done this, whether it's a single person or multiple people. And, I know that the director of the FBI has informed the Birmingham office to use all their resources to find it as well. So all the resources available to NASCAR, the FBI, the teams of all and drivers and anyone who would have any access to this will have all said, hey, we want to make sure that we figure out who has done this. They will be banned from this sport for life. There's no room for this at all, and we won't tolerate it, and they won't be here. I don't care who they are. They will not be here.
Well, there was a moving demonstration for Bubba before the race. Hashtag I Stand With Bubba was painted on the tri-oval grass. Wallace climbed into his car while all of NASCAR's drivers rallied around him, led by reigning Cup Series champ Kyle Busch in green, all pushing his car to the front. The drivers backed by their crews and the entire garage staffs, all showing support for Wallace before the race. Very emotional moment for Wallace as he climbed out of his car. Richard Petty supporting the 43 team and his driver. First race the 82-year-old legend has attended since the restart. Many drivers giving Wallace a hug. Everybody standing around as he took this photo, and he ended up uploading a selfie to social media with the caption, "Together." There it is. Here's Jimmy Johnson, pre-race.
As everybody knows, this is such a big family in the garage area, and the news really has disturbed us all. And of course, we want justice in a sense. We want to understand who and why and all of those things. But until those answers are answered, we want to stand with our friend, and we want to stand with Bubba. And that's what took place through last night, this morning, and then as this idea came together today. And it started within the drivers, and then as the crew members caught wind that we wanted to push Bubba's car down and stand with him during the national anthem, the teams wanted to get involved as well, and you saw the support. It's pretty amazing.
5,000 ticket-buying fans in attendance at Talladega Super Speedway for the Geico 500, and the fans were also showing their support for Wallace from the stands.
We all got news last night what happened involving Bubba.
Here's Wallace and his crew right before the green flag.
Good spot. I love you, man. We all do. Take care of yourself out there. Put us in a good spot. Get yourself a deep breath. Get your mind right. Let's go shut these haters up. Let's go to work.
Well, skip to late in the race. 28 laps to go. Wallace running in second, makes a move inside, passes Denny Hamlin, and briefly takes the lead for the first time in the race. Very exciting stuff. But 2 laps later, Joey Logano makes the pass on Wallace. He was actually low on gas and forced to pit later. So Wallace has got to pit. It took overtime to finish this one. Final lap, middle of the pack. A few cars wreck, but the race stays green, and up at the front, they continue to race for the win. Ryan Blaney led to start the two-lap shootout and crosses the line first. Manages to avoid the cars crashing on second look. Blaney beat Ricky Stenhouse Jr. by 7/1000ths of a second. Eric Amarola actually crossed backwards in third. Blaney wins his 4th career race. Wallace finishes 14th and came out on the track to salute the fans when it was done.
I don't know if you can hear me, but what a day. NASCAR rallies around you. You got fans in the stands.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Bubba, what a run for you today. Led the field. How do you describe just today, this moment?
This is probably the most badass moment right here. It's been tough. It's been hell. Really, I wouldn't say hell. It's just been hectic, you know, carrying this weight and carrying this burden. I wouldn't really say burden either. I'm proud to stand where I'm at and carry a new face. Look at this. First times right here from Atlanta. That is so cool. The sport is changing. The deal that happened yesterday, sorry I'm not wearing my mask, but I wanted to show whoever it was that you're not going to take away my smile. And I'm going to keep on going. I've been a part of this sport for a really long time. Still kind of a rookie, starting to figure this plate stuff out. We had a good race going today in our Victory Junction Chevrolet, but man, I know I should have won that damn race. We ran out of gas. Just the stars didn't align for us completely, but all in all, we won today. The pre-race deal. The pre-race deal was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to witness in my life. From all the supporters, from drivers, from crew members, everybody here, the badass fan base. Thank you guys for coming out here. This is truly incredible, and I'm proud to be a part of this sport, Jamie. Like I said earlier, I got a long way to go, and we'll keep on trucking. Another top 15 for us. We'll take it, and we'll just go on to Pocono, right? Okay, Pocono. So, hey, I'm still smiling. Long week ahead of me, probably a couple weeks, probably a couple months. Courtney's going to lay some interviews on me, so I'll be ready for Pocono, though.
And, you know, what an exciting driver and an exciting athlete. It's so great to see him doing well. And NASCAR's running a pair of Cup races this weekend at Pocono. You heard him say it. First up, the Pocono Organics 325. That'll be Saturday right here on the home of NASCAR in Canada, TSN at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Committee has voted to reject the league's latest offer of a 60-game season with full prorated salaries. The vote was 33-5 against. Commissioner Rob Manfred is expected to implement a short season now that would begin no earlier than July the 26th. ESPN reporting that many players are expected to choose not to participate. Baseball released this statement in response in view of this rejection. Baseball clubs have unanimously voted to proceed with the 2020 season under the terms of the March 26th agreement. In order to produce a schedule with the specific number of games, we're asking that the Players Association provide to us by 5 Eastern Tuesday 2 pieces of info. The first, whether players will be able to report to camp within 7 days by July the 1st. The second, whether the Players Association will agree on the operating manual, which contains the health and safety protocols necessary to give us the best opportunity to conduct and complete our regular season and postseason. Yeah, baseball needs that postseason money. They got to get a season in, so they will do that one way or another, but not a great negotiation, to say the least, between baseball and their players.
There are new concerns over the coronavirus pandemic here in Florida. State health officials reported the largest single-day spike in COVID-19 cases.
3 pro teams have shut down their facilities.
With the spike in positive tests in Florida and in Arizona, teams can't even consider going to spring training part 2 in those states.
What does this mean to the NHL's return to play plan and protocol?
For now, I think the NHL will be proceeding business as usual, but I think everyone's waiting to see how many more positive tests there are.
NBA players have until Wednesday to opt out on the restart of the season in Orlando.
They all admit there's concerns, but they all admit this is the best they can do. Right now, This is too big to fail.
The daily average of positive tests in the state of Florida is up by 144%.
So the Toronto Raptors are already making their way to Fort Myers, Florida on Monday. They are going early to get to training camp early because of concerns about players crossing the border from Canada to the United States. We get more on this from our own Kayla Gray.
All right, let's bring in our Raptors reporter, Josh Lewenberg, because J-Lou, we now know that the Raptors, or some part of the team, when it comes to staff and team members, will be headed to Fort Myers as they prepare for the resumption of the NBA season. What will they be able to do, though, in Fort Myers?
Kayla, they're still not going to be able to do much as a team. This is what the NBA is calling Phase 2, and it's actually pretty similar to Phase 1 with a few notable differences. Now, first of all, the team, or most of it, which had been scattered across North America up to this point, will finally reconvene in one location. But because of border complications and the fact that half the team had been in the U.S. already, the Raptors are the only club in the NBA that got permission to do this outside of their home city. Now, another important difference is starting tomorrow, all players and staff will be tested for COVID-19 daily. But in terms of what they're able to do from a basketball standpoint, they're still going to be limited to voluntary individual workouts. So the same that it's been for the last month or so. And when they're not at Florida Gulf Coast University for those workouts, the expectation is that they remain at the hotel and follow distancing protocols.
I mean, when you look at the border situation between the USA and Canada, I guess it does make sense to have everyone kind of in the same hub. Well, let's talk about ramping things up. How and when does that happen?
Well, Phase 3 begins on July 1st, and big difference there is by that point, the whole team is expected to have met up and reconvened in Fort Myers. And another difference is Nick Nurse will finally be allowed to be on site and start working with players individually. But in terms of group workouts and practices and team meetings, those things will still not be permitted until after the Raptors get to the NBA campus at Disney, somewhere between July 7th and 11th. So while they will start to ramp things up over the coming weeks, really it's going to be a slow process until eventually the league converges at Disney next month.
Our Raptors reporter, Josh Lewenberg. Josh, thanks for this.
Who Delivered, presented by McDelivery. 1994, on this day, the Houston Rockets beat the New York Knicks to win the franchise's first NBA title. Hakeem Olajuwon became the first and only player in NBA history to be named League MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same year. Hakeem, the dream. Rudy T, great coach. They did it, folks. And I didn't mess anything up, so I'm going to run up to the kitchen and get a snack. Thanks for watching.